Well, another adventure for the East India Company. We are here in India, of course, doing our colonial duty. For those of you wondering, this is the Imperial Splendor mod, and we're on a hell of an attack here against an absolutely massive foe that really very clearly outnumbers us. Got some beautiful sights there off in the distance, but what we're really looking forward to is dealing a blow to this fort. The enemy is prepared, and in fact, they might even leave the comfort of the fort to attack us, but they outnumber us 2 or 3 to 1, and I can't wait to engage in combat here. As always, folks, we shall return when the combat begins. One thing is for sure, and that is that the enemy army is not going to come this way. Not until we at least work on their numbers a little bit, try and reduce them. So we're going to take some units here, including some sepoys. They know the land here, they know the territory, they're familiar with it. So I'm going to take them to this left side and see if we can't cause some serious damage to that side of the enemy line. We've also got some brave, East India Company, almost forgot the name there, mounted dragoons, so we're going to get them up there on top of this little hill, this little jungly hill of sorts, and fire down on the enemy. Now, I believe they have muskets, I'm pretty sure they do, but it's going to mostly be a darkly armed populace. The thing I am concerned about are the Arab warriors right there, the Arab mercenaries, that could do a tremendous amount of damage to us. There's that regiment of horse. And again, these are colonial dragoons. They can likely open fire on the enemy here. We can also get off the horse. I believe we can dismount. Yes, we can probably dismount and also fire on the enemy. But let's keep things fairly simple. Just going to go ahead and get close to the Arab mercenaries. I should bring some additional dragoons as well and try and begin the damage. Do the same thing with the sepoys here, just trying to split these two groups apart and then, of course, have them both fire at the enemy. First blood shall be ours, my friends. The enemy seems to be out of artillery range, but let's hope that doesn't make too much of a difference. Oh, I didn't realize they had muskets as well. Well, not the Arab mercenaries anyway. I thought they were just armed with spears. But let's keep on firing. The fight is not over. Don't give it up, boys. We'll target skirmish mode here with this group. Yeah, this first attempt at peeking into the enemy defenses and making a difference has not worked out so well. Now, these are the first Lancers. They're not going to do us any good over here. Let's back up with the first Lancers. However, we will push in with the sepoys. Of course, keeping our eye on the rest of the line just in case we need them. We've got two groups of auxiliaries and colonial dragoons. Or, sorry, colonial infantry. Let's give it to them, boys.
Yes, sir.
Just a minor setback in an otherwise perfect victory, I hope. I want to make sure our sepoys are providing support here as well. And finally, we're facing a native army with no elephants. Typically, they manage to grab some elephant mercenaries, which are extremely difficult to deal with. That's not going to be the case here. We do, however, want to get a little bit closer than this so that we get a perfect visual on the enemy. Oh, let them fire. They've missed every shot. Every single shot they've missed there because of the terrain. Look at that black powder. Certainly not firing the kind of weapons we've got. I think we've got definitely an upgrade in terms of firearms. Let's go ahead. Give them hell. That's what I'm talking about, boys. For the East India Company, for Britain. Keep it going. Looks pretty vicious, although it also looks like the enemy's getting prepared for a melee attack. Let's push forward. They certainly outnumber us here. Maybe the sepoys have a little more sense. They're going to stay at a distance and open fire on the armed populace. Very loyal group, these sepoys. Wonderful, boys. Wonderful. Now, where are those Lancers? Right there, and look at how that enemy line is slowly folding inwards. Don't like that, but we've got to keep on fighting here. Definitely looks like they're going to be going for an attack too. That second attack pretty soon here. That armed populace unit is going to be dealt with. Unfortunately, these guys are getting overrun. Well, we must head in with the Lancers, I believe. No, these are Dragoons. Where did those Lancers go? Supporting shots are great, but we need to get in there, boys. That's how you do it, right there with our Royal Cavalry. And we're going to have to try and assist over here. These men have fought so bravely. I absolutely want to try and save them from the enemy here. And the fact is, if we don't win this battle, the enemy is going to show no mercy whatsoever. So we're going to have these Sepoys immediately get back into a fighting position. And I just want them firing at the enemy. In fact, it looks like some of the enemy is already wavering. Oh, don't continue. Hold back now. Bring them back. And we're going to have our Sepoys immediately reform and start firing. Do the same over here with the Arab mercenaries. Push up the rest of our colonial troops. They've done a tremendous job. Of course, a vicious fight. And we're not even looking at other parts of the battlefield, but I'm keeping an eye on it here on my map. She'll take this fort no matter what happens. In the name of His Majesty. Wait a minute, 1883? Maybe Her Majesty? The time of Queen Victoria? Somebody let us know down below. Whatever the case may be, the fight continues. And on this left side, we've done a tremendous job, but still plenty of enemies to face. And it does look like they are advancing. Oh my goodness, guys, look at that. They're advancing out of the actual fort to try and put an end to British rule in India. We have to stop this. Let's go for it. We've already got a nice group here. In fact, I want to make sure they're just extended. Get on that double quick march and start getting some flanking shots here on the Baddarra infantry. Fire. Don't let him get to our boys, men. Don't let it get to our boys. Did you see that lead shot? Alright, we've got to get to the front lines. They're going to be here very, very soon, guys. It's going to come down to just good old-fashioned infantry line combat. I hope that makes sense. We'll actually extend this guy out a bit to face them. We need these guys to hold their own lines. Let's make sure that we switch to canister shot. Do the same over here. And immediately try and dent that armed populace line with our Sepoys. Love those crackling shots, guys. And pretty soon here, we should be able to get a good old-fashioned canister shot. In fact, I think we just need to go ahead and order the shot. Yep. Light it. Fire at will. Oh! Well, that certainly took a chunk out of them, and it looks like they are running in terror. Pretty wonderful. What about over here? We've actually still got a colonial infantry unit. Not enough time to actually close to range and fight, or fire, I should say, so we're just gonna have to fight here. I'm gonna turn this guy in that direction, kind of diagonally, also facing the enemy out here. And we'll make sure that this guy is also employing that canister shot. In fact, I'm taking these Sepoys. They've done so well here. Let's advance and attack the enemy here as well. Look at that canister shot. What about over here? Our men continue to perform very well in the field, guys. We shall not surrender. If you're wondering why that initial charge part was missing, it's because it's part of our intro, guys. Look at that, man. These Hindu matchlock men are rough. Absolutely rough. And it looks like now the enemy is closing in on both sides on this group. Those Hindu warriors really took the cake, man. What initially wasn't such a tough fight now is turning into an absolute bloodbath for our admittedly not that well-trained East India Company men. Again, they're here to make us a profit. We're here to try and get these fighters for as little as possible in terms of actual money, and sometimes that does show in the combat. So let's hope we can knock off these Hindu matchlock men here and go on to defeat the ones still in the fight. Also going to take this Colonial Line infantry and hit the Barbuda infantry right there. Sepoys! The Sepoys are going to be the heroes of this fight. I feel it already. As well as perhaps this line infantry right here. But there we go. Sepoys already got another unit to fall back. They continue forward. And we've still got a line infantry unit behind in case we need them. Load. Still holding strong. And you gotta say, for an armed populace, not bad, but it looks like they've actually got a decent position here, uphill, behind a few trees. Nonetheless, they will be breaking very soon. I'm getting ready with this other Colonial Line infantry regiment, guys. I don't want the general taking any more hits. He's already taken 2 from that jungle area over here. Although it looks like we finally got the natives on the run, not without tremendous losses on both sides. Let's try and go for those Hindu matchlock men now. We need to put everything into that and knocking out the rest of the enemy here. Hold on, let's not run away yet. We've got Pindari horsemen right there, my goodness. Actually going to get into square formation. I know, kind of tough to get into square formation here, but we've got to try. Don't have many men for it. Load faster, boys, load faster! I don't think those Pindari horsemen are returning, but we do need to take the fight here to the matchlock men. And guys, we've got the rest of them approaching. In fact, if we know any better, be on this side of that wall. We're going to fare much better over here. Yes, boys, yes! Wonderful shooting. May look a little funny, but trust me, this is great. Great shooting. Again, as long as we can hold off that line, I think it's a victory. Some more Colonial Dragoons, that's right. Let's bring them over here. Let's make sure we don't need any additional forces. Yeah, right now everything has to go into fighting those Hindu matchlock men, and that should be an easy way to finish them off. Thank you so much to the Sepoys. They have really just changed the course of this fight, I believe. Without them, I'm not sure if we'd be coming out of this alive. Grab these 2 units, start advancing over where there could be a fight, and we're going to bring those Dragoons in as well. Look at that. Use the cover, boys. Use that cover advantage. Well, look at that. It looks like the Barbuda infantry are starting to fall back. I don't think they really want a piece of this. They have a pretty good idea of what to expect, and it's not going to be good. We can even actually chase them down with the Dragoons. I think this is in one case where the Dragoons' ability to fire from horseback is going to actually come in handy. Just to further damage these armored enemy units. They are losing slightly, but that's not enough. In fact, we might even need to do a charge right now and just hit them as quickly as we can while they're kind of disordered. As long as they don't try to reacquire that position. Well, king and country, go. While that's happening, we're going to move these guys over here into this sort of grove of trees. And just in case the cavalry does not succeed, we will be firing down on the enemy from this area. It looks like the rest of the forces are over there either at the fort or just kind of to the western part of the fort. And obviously to take this area, yeah, it's going to be pretty tough, I think, because we're going to have to probably end up besieging this damn place. But again, we can do whatever we can to destroy the Hindu warriors over here. and see what they do. I'm guessing everybody's going to retreat into the fort area, although while we're here, let's run down that enemy artillery that's right outside and start sending the men forward, boys. We'll let them rest a little bit over here in the trees. I mean, they have had an amazing day, so let's let them rest. Make sure all of the enemies are wiped out. Like now the threat is actually going to be friendly fire because they're all running. Simply return. Also, if you look up in the sky there, guys, it looks like monsoon season is coming early. We could have heavy rains. That's going to make it even harder to get up these walls. Nonetheless, let's see what happens. Unfortunately, I don't think we can follow them in. However, I'm not giving up a good chance to attack the enemy. So let's get over here right on the edge. And as soon as those Hindu warriors get to the side of that tower, we're gonna go in for a charge. Looks like our guys have given away our position a bit early. There we go. Send them all to hell, boys. Oh, yes, we might have gotten another cheesy kill here. I think we did. Just a bit of a surprise on the enemy, but they do outnumber these cavalry, so if they fight long enough, they might be able to throw us back here. Yeah, I think they can hold. Oh, no. Yeah, we're going to fall back here. It's definitely one of the tougher fights in Imperial Splendor. Having to beat the actual Maratha Confederacy or the Punjabi Confederacy, whichever one you're facing, and also, you know, take their cities. It's tough. But we're going to get these guys right on the edge here and deliver, hopefully, a killing blow. And these guys are fresh and encouraged. They've had more than enough time to rest, have a little spot of tea, and reload their weapons. They're ready for a fight. Let's get them. But look at how quickly the enemy's falling back. I think they are trying to avoid a nice volley here. Let's go, boys. Battle's not yet over, so I will be advancing with additional troops as well. But that seemed pretty nice. Pretty nice volley, I think you guys would agree. And they are advancing, so they might be going for a charge. Watch the friendly fire, but you know what? You just gotta fire at this point. Overhead, he actually, yep, he saw 3 or 4 guys fall back here, so... I would say it didn't go as planned, but we pretty much expected that to happen, although right at the last second, thank goodness our boys broke that advancing Hindu warrior there. We're gonna keep on firing, let that guy keep firing this guy. I need him to go up the walls and start engaging the enemy. Obviously, climbing any walls in a situation like this, or especially in a siege situation, is going to be extremely dangerous, but we have no other choice. We've got to get in here, and the natives are simply not giving up peaceably. So let's get in there and finish the job once and for all. Again, for those of you that enjoy these videos and enjoy these battles and have gotten this far, I want you to put down below, Hail Britannia. That way I know you've gotten this far. And consider hitting that join button and becoming a part of this channel for as little as $3 a month. You can also hit our tips button and throw me $1 to buy a coffee every now and again. Yeah, it absolutely helps.
Yes, sir.
It's not the good old days where you could just stroll into any unsuspecting country and take your own coffee. But that's exactly what we're trying to do right now. Legally, of course, if you believe our lawyers. There we go. Get up those walls, boys. How long's it gonna take? I want this city under British East India Company control. And I think as soon as we get on those walls, we'll have an overhead view of this entire area. Destroying the rest of the enemy should be a piece of cake. Up you go, boys. Well, I like that the officers go first. That is pretty cool. make sure the general is not in danger of getting sniped here by an enemy we're not seeing, but I think we're fine, although I'm still seeing some potential enemy units here. Yeah, it looks like they're retreating. We'll bring the general around here. And there we go. It begins.
Infantry reporting.
Look at that.
Infantry.
Well, boys, fire for goodness sakes.
Open fire.
Wonder if they could fire from this location. Doesn't look like it. Alright, that's more like it. That's more like it. So now we've got that wall advantage. Let's put the Sepoys over here. We've got them trapped in their own castle.
Yes, sir. Open fire. Infantry reporting.
Yeah, let's actually get out out here in the courtyard. Seems to be a much better idea. In fact, I'm going to try to get to the enemy's armory before they get there and turn that into a firing position. Doesn't seem they made full use of their buildings, so maybe we should do the same here, is just try to quickly run into these buildings. I'm not going to say in an unsuspecting way, because they'll know exactly what we're doing, but let's do it and see if we can't just turn it into a firing position quickly. Go, boys! This shall always be remembered as the Battle of Delhi. In we go. There we go. We already got into the barracks. The barracks are officially ours. The armory is officially ours. This is amazing, guys. This just turned into an interesting, an even more interesting fight, I should say. Breaking out the windows to return fire on the enemy. Sounds like the right thing to do to me. And they're going to charge right in there to fight us. Yeah, they're not even going to wait a second. They are not giving us a chance to garrison the building. Why would they? But I think it's a bit too late for them. From what I can see here, we have taken the position, and it's only a matter of time before we shoot them all down. Fire at will. Your armor is not going to do you any good here. So you can see the Arab mercenaries are already running in terror. It's only a matter of time before the Bardir infantry follow in suit. And there we go. I believe that's going to be a victory for sure, folks. And yes, it is. We'll continue just for a little bit, because I want to see that final little volley. Amazing, my friends. Well, through blood, sweat, and tears, we have come out on top. Can't say the same about the enemy. And let's take a look here at the final result. I'm curious myself. Look at that, guys. So as you can see, the enemy initially had close to 3,000 men. We had about 1,500. The enemy killed 713 of us. We killed 1,607. But you could see that every single one of these East India Company units, actually besides these three, have taken tremendous casualties, but have come out with a new rank and... well, let's just say these are true veterans. If you guys enjoy these kind of fights, you know what to do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.